Legendary supermodels joined forces for Uptown Girl event. They ruled the runways. They defined an era. They turned fashion into fantasy. And now, the legends are back. Tonight, we dive into the dazzling reunion that has the entire fashion world talking, the Uptown Girl event, where legendary supermodels joined forces for one unforgettable night. From the golden age of supermodels to today's global spotlight, icons like Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista, and Christy Turlington reunited under one glittering roof, proving that true style never fades. But what exactly is the Uptown Girl event? Why did these legends come together now? And what does it mean for the future of fashion? Stay tuned, because this is more than a reunion. It's a moment in fashion history. Before social media influencers, before viral runway clips, there were supermodels, and they were global celebrities. The 1990s was the decade when models became household names. Designers didn't just book them, they built collections around them. Naomi Campbell brought fierce confidence and runway dominance. Cindy Crawford embodied all-American glamour. Linda Evangelista famously said she wouldn't wake up for less than $10,000 a day. Christy Turlington represented elegance and intelligence. Together, they didn't just model clothes, they created culture. Their influence reached beyond fashion. Music videos, magazine covers, luxury campaigns, Hollywood appearances. Designers like Gianni Versace elevated them to superstar status, especially during the iconic finales where the models walked arm in arm to music that still echoes in fashion history. And that's important, because the Uptown Girl event wasn't just about glamour. It was about celebrating an era when models were untouchable icons. The Uptown Girl event was more than a runway show. It was a tribute, a fundraiser, a cultural reset. Held in a glittering metropolitan venue, the theme blended high-fashion elegance with nostalgic 90s energy. The name itself, Uptown Girl, evokes sophistication, confidence, and classic glamour. Think power suits, sculpted gowns, bold silhouettes, statement jewelry. But here's what made it powerful. Instead of focusing on rising Gen Z models, the spotlight turned back to the legends, proving that beauty, presence, and power don't expire. When the curtains opened and the audience saw those familiar silhouettes, the room reportedly erupted into applause. It wasn't just fashion lovers in attendance. It was celebrities, designers, and industry insiders who grew up watching these women dominate the runway first. The lights dimmed. Then a single spotlight. And out stepped Naomi Campbell, commanding, powerful, unmistakable. The walk, effortless. The presence, undeniable. Moments later, Cindy Crawford emerged in a structured metallic gown, reminding everyone why she remains one of the most photographed women in fashion history. Then came Linda Evangelista, whose return to major public events in recent years has been widely celebrated after personal challenges. And finally, Christy Turlington, serene and statuesque. When they joined hands at the end of the runway, it felt like 1995 all over again. Fashion has changed dramatically. Today's industry is driven by social media metrics, influencer campaigns, fast fashion cycles. But the Uptown Girl reunion reminded the world of something essential. Presence cannot be filtered. Charisma cannot be edited. Legacy cannot be replicated. These supermodels built their fame without Instagram, without TikTok, without viral algorithms. Their power came from runway dominance, editorial excellence, personality, and the crowd reaction proved one thing. Audiences still crave authenticity and legacy. Designers praised the reunion as a reset moment. Stylists called it timeless. Fans flooded social media with nostalgic tributes. Fashion critics noted how the event bridged generations, showing younger audiences why these women became legends in the first place. Industry insiders even suggested this could signal a broader trend. More legacy reunions, more age-inclusive runways, more celebration of fashion history. In an era obsessed with what's next, the Uptown Girl event asked a different question. What if greatness never left? Let's talk numbers. When legendary names align, brands listen. Luxury houses benefit from multi-generational appeal, emotional connection, media coverage. Fashion thrives on storytelling, and nothing tells a stronger story than icons returning to reclaim their spotlight. Some experts predict that collaborations between heritage supermodels and modern designers could see a significant rise after this event. Because nostalgia sells. But authenticity sells even more. Could we see a global tour, a documentary, a capsule collection collaboration? The possibilities are endless. And in a world where fashion cycles move faster than ever, moments like this slow things down, reminding everyone why style is art. Soft backstage ambience. Stylists moving quickly. Laughter. Flashbulbs. While the audience saw polished glamour, backstage told another story, one of reunion, reflection, and real emotion. When Naomi Campbell greeted Cindy Crawford, cameras captured a genuine embrace, not a staged photo op, but a reunion of women who shared decades of history. Back in the 1990s, these women weren't just colleagues, they were part of a cultural shift. They traveled together, shot campaigns together, and dominated fashion weeks from New York to Milan. Backstage at Uptown Girl, insiders described the vibe as nostalgic, emotional, surprisingly playful. There were stories about iconic runway mishaps, memories of legendary shoots, even laughter about the infamous supermodel-era headlines. And for younger models present at the event, it was like witnessing living history. In the 90s, media narratives often framed supermodels as competitors. Headlines loved drama. Who was the highest paid? Who closed the show? Who landed the biggest campaign? But the Uptown Girl event reframed the narrative. Standing together, Linda Evangelista and Christy Turlington showed something deeper than rivalry, longevity. Over time, competition evolved into mutual respect. They survived. Industry pressure, media scrutiny, body image expectations, personal challenges. Especially for Linda Evangelista, whose return to public fashion moments after health-related setbacks has inspired many, this reunion symbolized resilience. The audience wasn't just applauding beauty. They were applauding survival. The supermodel era wasn't just about fashion, it shaped pop culture. Remember when models appeared in music videos? When designers treated runway finales like rock concerts? The legendary moment when supermodels walked to freedom by George Michael remains one of the most iconic intersections of music and fashion. That synergy defined the 90s. And at Uptown Girl, that spirit returned. Industry observers noted how younger attendees reacted. Many had only seen these icons through vintage clips. Now they were seeing them live, powerful, confident, commanding. It bridged a generational gap. Fashion is cyclical. But cultural authority? That's rare. One of the most powerful messages of the event was age inclusion. In an industry historically obsessed with youth, seeing women in their 50s still dominating the runway sends a strong message. Beauty evolves. Confidence deepens. Presence strengthens. Cindy Crawford has spoken publicly about embracing aging naturally. Naomi Campbell continues to mentor younger talent. This event quietly CHA